And we are live. What's up, guys? Back with another trading day for trade days. 50K evaluation. We're at 49,664. Not a good place to be, but not the worst either. And of course, today we have 3 topics that we're going to discuss. The first topic is going to be my strategy when trading or lack thereof. Topic number 2, we're going to talk about the lies and the truth. First off, the lies that we hear for being human, right? There are lies that are told by others, even the ones we love. They tell us lies. Not nefarious lies. I don't want you to get the concept wrong. I'm not talking about nefarious lies, but in a way they are nefarious, but well, I guess we'll discuss it when we get there. And then the last topic is going to be the journey, which is really what it's all about. Who cares, right? Who cares how much money you have in your bank account, what kind of car do you drive? I mean, you might care. I care. I mean, I want a nice car. But does that really make me who I am, you know? Does that really negate what I know, the love I have for life? You know, does that really change who I am? The possessions. Some would argue yes, some would argue no. Well, we'll discuss that. But mainly the journey. The journey, that's what I think it's what makes you you, is what type of journey you've had and what type of journey you will have. But mainly what type of journey you are on in the present. And yeah, so let's get started. First, we're gonna go do a top-down, analysis of the charts on the daily. You see that? Remember we were here? Look at how much it dropped yesterday. That is crazy. I did not think we were gonna go down here anymore. I thought we were going to remain bullish, but it tapped all the way down to our zone, which is the previous. So it didn't get a rejection from the 50%. So it went all the way down to about 80–90% of the drop. And it didn't even tap into that low there. So it didn't tap into the bottom of our area. And now it's going up. So basically, this low actually has been a very strong area of support. So this 50% is still viable. If we do, trade higher today, which it's a little unnerving that there's so much action. One of the causes that made me lose yesterday was how strong the current was, There were very big drops that took me out very drastically. I was trying to look for a higher market to stay in this range pretty much. But look at all that drop now. When I left, it was probably around here. Let's actually see. I mean, it doesn't really say the hour, so we're gonna have to look at another chart. Let's look at the 15-minute for that. Where is the 15? I must have lost the 15-minute chart. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make one. One without any clutter. Let's see. Yeah, this one. So what we'll do here is $15 minutes. Okay. So here we were trading 11 a.m., 11:30, 12, and that's 1 p.m. right there. So yeah, we were out probably around 12. So around here, we were probably around here when we finished trading around 1, maybe 1 p.m., something like that. Actually can't remember exactly what time I stopped trading, but I don't remember putting in any trades at 1. So maybe the last trade was around noon, maybe earlier. In any case, I got destroyed by wanting to go up. None of these areas gave me the rejection I wanted. I didn't try all of them. I didn't even try this one, which I'm glad. I'm so glad that I didn't keep trading, because I would have thought price would get rejections from here. And look, 15 minutes, candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like an hour and a half of just constant drop, maybe 2 hours. Let's look at the hourly. So we're past the 50% zone on the hourly. Let's reset this. This is the previous, I guess, right here. Let's see right there. Well, it ends up being the same thing, pretty much. 50% is like around here. I mean, how much bigger is this going to get, right? May not be the best day to trade, given what's going on. We have imbalances left. What we could try to do, and this is the 1 hour, so that's not the best indicator to see what we could do, but let's look at the 10-minute chart and see what we could do today. So this is the last low before this pull up, pretty far back and all the way up here, really, because it's high and then this low, but then it got lower. So maybe this is the high that we want to check out. Let's see. And then right? Yeah, we have that area. That's the 50% almost when, went up from there. But that's a very far drop. This is on the 15th, and today's the April 5th. So this is March 15th. So 2 weeks and a half, right? Well, something like that. And then we were up, distribution, finally the expansion, almost 50%, you know. It left though from this last, once it finished dropping, it didn't really go any lower than that. Not much, it just barely got it. So if you had seen this big massive drop, taken this into account for a reversal, you could have gotten in like around here. I would say this would be a great place to get in. Maybe you can see that on the lower time frames. Maybe you can see the pattern. This high running this high, which is the highest one we've set for a while. Now, of course, this is not when we trade, because this is in the early hours of the morning, late at night, and then in the morning to 2 a.m., 4 a.m. But as that was happening, price just really consolidated, which is normal, I guess, for those hours, or more likely. Then we have this far push down. Okay, so the trend is over. I mean, sorry, the trend is not over. The trend is going to keep going down, and never really went very much lower than this. And this high, if you can tell, this high here, here, gave us that big range from here, or basically here now, because this candle happened before the green one. And now we have the range from here to here. But we're probably thinking bearish because it did run the low, but it didn't break it with the candle, and particularly this candle being such a wick, right? I mean, it's the weakest it's the weakest candle of the chart for now, for the 5 minute, for some time. This one's weaky, but not like that, right? Okay, so in any case, that's, market open, not market open, but like the news, I should check out if there was a report. So let me do that real quick. I do think there was a 7:30 a.m. report. Let's see. Where is the okay, here it is. Friday 5th. That's today, right? Yeah. Employment report. So we had an employment report here. So a lot of volume between this and this range. And then 50% of that drop this drop here, or this range, if you add 50% to that, let's say generously here, okay, so it's from here all the way to here. I'd say here. No, that's too small. Right there. So went past the 50%. Let's just say that for sure. We because even if the 50% is down here, it's hard to tell with this 2 weeks. This one and this one. So 50%. I mean, we could just do that was dumb. do a rectangle. And a Fibonacci just to make sure. We want to be very precise with this. Yeah, about 50%, more than 50%. Okay, so then we have the push up. Amazing for people who got in here after, or even you could even get in here after we ran and broke the high. You could get in here, but now your stop loss is all the way down here. No, actually all the way down here. Like your stop loss would be all the way down here if you get in here. If your stop loss is smaller, then there's more chance of taking out. But if you are sure about this flip, especially with this going on, with this just being a wick, then you get the confirmation that it is going up. Especially right here, you break the structure, you know, and we're still going up. Now we're hitting some area that might be of interest, but look, it's all imbalances and just a very drastic drop. So we're not even sure what to take into consideration here. What we'll have to take into consideration is what price is doing here. And this is really what's important for us. It's this drop here. Because this is the last low that broke the high. So we might look for a trade in this area to go further up. Our stop loss would have to be below this if we are like taking a bigger trade. Our stop loss would have to be like around here if we want to really go for the move. But maybe we can spot an entry somewhere around here earlier. You know, not earlier, but like if we can spot it, if we can spot the flip. The problem with spotting the flips on the shorter time frames is that we forget to look at the longer time frame, and then price goes down below and we panic, we get out, and we see that to do what we wanted, it's just doing it lower. So this is good for us that it's dropping now. So we might see some mitigation here, especially with this fractal here, and not much of an imbalance here that's going to be of any interest for us. What happened to the music? Oh man. All right. Yeah, so hope you guys are having a good day. I started late today. I had to do some stuff in the morning. Where is, let's see. Oh, now I see it. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. We're cooking. We're trying to cook. We're not trying to get cooked. Now, you see what I mean? On the 1 minute chart, you have this low that we might think, oh, you know, this is where price is going to trade higher. It might give us a move, but to break these highs, I believe we're going to go down here, which is pretty much that same area that I was mentioning on the 5 minute. And the problem here is we have, yeah, basically this one. Okay, so we have that 50% here. So the Fibonacci, just to keep it in check. Okay, we'll remove this one for now. So we got that going on the 1 minute. And catching the drop, probably not a wise idea. It's probably the wisest thing to do is to just wait to see if it comes down here. All right, that's what we'll do. We'll just have to wait. I'm gonna have to get to my first topic, which is what I was about to say. I have to get my strategy down because let me explain. As you've known, if you ever watch my videos, I'm not an experienced trader. Okay, I'm a newbie at this. And when it comes to strategy, I don't really have one. But I've been trying to get one, right? I mean, basically, because I'm a newbie, I'm not gonna expect to make $1 million by tomorrow, right? Honestly, let's be real. I'm not gonna make $1 million in a week. So what I can do is make substantial amounts of money. I don't want to put a figure in it because I don't know, to be honest. But what I would consider a lot of money could be made in this business, right? In this craft, in trading. So something realistic is that it would take me 10 years to get to see those figures, what those figures are, what's possible for me, right? So a 10-year journey. I'm on year 1 of the journey. I'm not even accomplished year 1 yet. But I started from the very beginning, you know, like my first 2, 3 months, I was like, I'm a trader in my mind, right? In my mind, I'm like, I'm a trader, but I don't know how to trade yet. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like I got the job. I already got the job, but I don't know how to do the job. So the first thing to do is to train, right? You got to train your employee, which is me. My employee is me. So I got to train me, right? I go a certain way, right? I say, okay, 10 years. It's going to take 10 years to be good at this and to make substantial amounts of money. So what do I do on year 1? And so not even year 1. What do I do my first week, my first month, right? So for the first 3 months, I did not even, well, I did get demo accounts, but I did not place any trades. I just was getting familiarized with them. Okay, so but trading wasn't even part of it yet. It was just I would just open demo accounts and just look at what's possible, that kind of thing, or like what it all is. Now, of course, it was very confusing at first. So, but the first thing I did was really understand what futures contracts are, right? And of course, you could be a trader that um, just sees the charts and understands what this is, you know, what the price, what the, 3-minute means, 15-minute, what my performance center tells me, you know, um, what a DOM is, all those things. They might know all of that, but I didn't know all of that. So I got acquainted with that. But mainly I got acquainted with what futures contracts were. And of course, when you learn them, you're not using charts and stuff. You're using more like theoretical, contracts. And so it's just a contract, right? You make a contract to buy the derivative of the NASDAQ index that is traded on the futures exchange, the CME. And you, let's say, want to buy at a certain price with the hopes that it's going to go up in price. The exchange broker facilitates that procedure, you know, facilitates the purchase of the futures contract. Somebody else sells the contract, and you have the agreement that at a later price or at a later time you will sell your contract, and they have an expiration date. Like right now we're trading the NQM4, which is the NASDAQ June 4 of 2024. So the NASDAQ June 2024. That contract expires on June, like it did on March. Before, if you look at my super early videos, the first ones, I was trading the H4, which is March. So futures contracts expire. I did not know that. Okay, I didn't know what futures was. Actually, the word futures kind of scared me a little bit. Like, oh, I don't know what that is. You know, in future, like, and then when they try to explain them to you, it's like very confusing. But it's not. You know, if you get it from the right sources, you know, if you get the information from the right source, it's not that confusing. But it is scary, to say the least, because let me see, I'm just checking the chart. I like this kind of action, actually. We have a range created here from here to here. Now we're at the top of the range, and we are predicting for price to go down into the 50%. So could a scalp down be a smart idea, or are we just being greedy? And that's the thing. That brings my whole point to the point that I was trying to make, is strategy, right? So my first 3 months, I only learned about futures contracts and what they were. And then a few months, fast forward 3 months, then I started demoing, you know, demo trading, and see what was possible and what it all meant, and got better at the charting and all that. But I still don't have a strategy. But I think I'm at this, right now I'm at the place where I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. And so that's why I try to do a lot of things that are that I don't get from anywhere. Let's say that I don't really learn some of the trades that I take. I don't learn from anywhere, but I'm trying to take more trades that I learn from other traders, and then see which one works. I have to do both. I have to do my own thing, and then I'll try the other thing. But eventually, if we want a strategy, it's gotta be our own strategy. Even if it's based on others, how they trade, we gotta make it our own and just stick with it, right? And then maybe perfect it as time goes over. And if, of course, maybe a certain strategy is not profitable all the time, I would probably argue that it is. Like, a profitable strategy is probably profitable forever. I mean, I would suspect. I don't think a certain type of strategy that is very profitable today could not be enhanced little by little to make it even more profitable, or not more profitable, just keep being profitable for the long term. So I do think strategy, just one strategy, having one specific strategy is probably the best way to go about this. Okay. And the reason why I'm so confident about now starting to learn the strategy part of this and actually come up with a skill is that, for example, that I see the range. I see the top here getting rejected, and it makes sense when you look at the 10-minute time frame, for example, that price hasn't traded higher than that. It wigged all the way over here, so we have a potential range of this with an expectation of an upward trend, right? The upward trend is winning, but it left this area there unmitigated, so we want price to come back to it and then trade higher. But now the problem here, no, there's no problem because we haven't broken the high. So that's why I thought, okay, bearish. Now, let's say we get here. Do we take a trade up? I don't know. I don't know, because we are thinking we're going down here eventually. But that might take a while. And it being Friday after that employment report, probably price might just stay up there the whole day, right? It could happen. It's early. I mean, we still have the 2 p.m. rush hour. 2 p.m. for us, 3 p.m., something like that. Well, yeah, 2 p.m. usually for us is when we see more volume. There's a lot of volume for this time, I think. Well, actually, yeah, I think it was like at 38 yesterday around, maybe it was a little more late, but we'll have to keep paying attention to the total volume too. But yeah, it's just staying there. And we'll have to wait for a while. Our second topic, so strategy, right? Let's recap strategy, or not recap, just summarize. I don't have one. I'm getting a strategy. I'm looking at different things, different ways to get strategy. But the only way to do that is to trade every day. All right, moving on. Lies. Guys, raise your hand if you don't lie. All right, you're a liar. There you go. That's your lie. Okay, if you raise your hand, you're lying. So even if you wanted, even if you had not lied before, now you lied. But anyway, what happens is lies are comforting. It's more. I think lies being comforting is probably worse than lies to take advantage of someone. You know what I mean? Like, when you lie to take advantage of someone, it's gotta have some skill to it, right? It's gotta have some skill. You gotta be a little conniving, and taking time to perfect your. It's a high risk. It's a high risk situation. If you get caught lying, then you'll be known as a liar. So that's why people don't go around lying and conning people as much as we would think it would happen. It still happens. It still happens, trust me. But not to the extent that it's a pandemic type problem. All right. So there's those type of lies, conniving, trying to take advantage of someone. And that could come in very, very different forms. But the ones I'm talking about is the comforting lies. The lies that you get told to make you feel good. Those are the real problem. Because the other ones, we can kind of take care of them by getting smarter and recognizing when people are incentivized to lie to us. The comforting lies. The problem is that you actually, they're more likely to, for us to believe them. You know what I mean? And when I say comforting, it could be like, for example, like a safety thing, like a safety, right? So your parents, adore you because you're such a cutie, right? You're such a good kid. So your parents adore you, and they want the best for you. They want you to be healthy. That's the main thing. They don't want you to be sick. They don't want you to, God forbid anything happen to you, right? So they do all kinds of maneuvering to protect you because let's face it, you're a dumbass, right? You're going to bump your head into the table, as we all do from time to time. We're all gonna stub our toes, or how do you say stub our toes? Yeah, right. We're all gonna get our toes um, highly damaged at some point in our lives, and our parents are like, "Ooh, poor little kid," because they love you, right? They're like, "Oh, I don't want my kid to suffer." And with that maneuvering comes lies, right? So even your parents tell you lies that can affect you for the rest of your life, forever. That's it. That's it. You're like damaged goods. Okay, you're done. You're done because of this lie. But I mean, not you're not done. Like you're just part of society. You're just one of us. Okay, you're not done. You're one of us. We're all the same. Like we all have that lie in our head. But that's why we're all pretty messed up. That's what I'm trying to say. Equally, equally. We're all equally messed up. If people talk about equality or equity, there you go. We're all equally messed up. So the reason we're messed up, or no, let me rephrase that. The reason why some people are messed up in different ways than others is because of those two codes. Two codes were entered in your brain when you were a kid, and that's it. That's it. And the thing is, like, I actually believe there is no way, there is no way to not have that happen to you. You know what I mean? To not have those two pieces of code that make up a big portion of who you are. And a lot of it is the negative stuff. Okay, the negative stuff. The reason why. Okay, so in average, and I'm not gonna show any statistics. I don't care. If you don't believe it, fine. Fine. If you say no, that's wrong. That's fine. Fine too. Yeah, I'm wrong. But statistics say that humans are 75% negative, and it makes sense. It makes sense why we're 90% negative because not 90, sorry, like 75, like 70. We can bring it down to, we can be 50, we can be positive, we can be, but we tend to be. When we think of something or we talk about something, 75% is negative because of survival, right? We are survivors. Actually, we are descendants of very careful people and people who lie to each other, lie to each other in order to keep safe, in order for safety to prevail and for people not to, pass away, whatever. I don't want to use words that are get me demonetized. Not that I'm even close to getting demonetized. I had 2 subscribers, by the way. 2 subscribers I had. Now I have 1. So one of them left. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But yeah, so back to lies. That's why I like my channel here, because I don't really get to lie, as I don't have a reason, because nobody's watching. So there you go. But in all jokes aside, I lie too, of course. We all lie to make others feel good, which is the worst kind of lie because, well, it's not the worst kind of lie. It's necessary. That's what I'm trying to say. It's necessary. As bad as it is for us, and we have that fear in us, that we wish could go away, those lies are necessary. And there's no way to live without them, pretty much. All right. Now, what about the truth? Okay, because I mean, I stopped there short with the lies because we understand. Okay, we understand what I'm trying to say is that a lot of the dreams that we have and stuff are our fears and our 75% negativism towards our goals and what we want to do, what we can accomplish, what we can create, are pretty much crushed by these lies that we are told when we are kids, and there's no way around it. Okay, and then what about the truth, right? So that you cannot have a world without lies, and they are necessary. But what about the truth? Well, the truth becomes pretty much the only thing that counters the lies, right? And you know, if somebody asks you a question like, do I look fat in these pants, right? You can either lie or tell them the truth. But you could also tell them the truth because let's look at it this way. Okay, what is truth? See, the truth is, like, let's say you believe in God, right? That's it. That's the truth. Is God. Basically the mind of God is the truth. You really cannot know it. Because the thing with humans is we tend to look at appearances. Appearances are things that look like truth but are not. So the truth is the truth is the mind of God. And man or woman, humans can actually see truth. They can see it. But there is no truth without the mind to perceive it. That's the tricky part about truth. That's why it's so hard to understand. It's because we tend to think of truth as this abstract thing, this different thing away from us, and that we connect to it, right? But the truth, pun, we broke the high, guys. I am so glad I didn't get in. We did go back, so this low was the one made, but since it broke the structure here, now it becomes important, and our range has shifted. Our range has shifted. This is good news for us because we may not have to wait all that long for a trade. This kind of facilitates what we're trying to do. Okay, our range has shifted a little bit. We do have this low here, which this whole area might be important now. From here, what is this actually? Oh, that's the Fibonacci. Thought it was a line. All right, let's move this to the side. All right, let's do this. So we have the previous range. This low is also important here, look. That's the one I wanted to see, is this one. This is actually the one that really broke the structure. Because then look, a high was created, but price never really broke that high. Went back to about, the bottom again, of that drop, traded higher, breaking the structure here. So mainly I would probably consider this one to be the important one here. And then 50% would be here, which is perfectly aligns with where we're taking off from. That's our area. Yeah, that's our area there. That's a protected low, I would say. So now we have to wait to see if price drops all the way down here. It did take off, so that's good news for us, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. It even shifted on the 10-minute. So let's do some. Actually, let's just delete everything. Okay, let's see. Pew. That little beat reminds me of Nas. I miss Nas, man. He still make music? Nas was the man. Oh, it's that same area that we were talking about. So yeah, so now I was talking about this one here. Right there. Yeah, that's where we probably are headed down to. On the 10-minute, we also have this low. We gotta watch out for that. Oh, I'm about to sneeze, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna turn on my mic to sneeze. Give me 1 sec. All right, false alarm. This one's too confusing already on the 1 hour. So much drawings going on. So many zones. And that's another thing. I've been doing a lot of zoning, and I'm gonna get a little more precise with it. I'm gonna start to just worry about the ones that I care for the day. I know I look at everything that's happened in the past 2 months, usually on a weekly basis. But well, we're talking about the truth, right? Yeah. So truth needs a mind to be there. Okay, just go with me on that one. You know, again, if you don't agree, fine. I don't care. This is just my channel. Welcome. I love that you're here. Please subscribe so I can have 2 subscribers again. The truth needs a mind to be to exist. In order for there to be truth, there needs to be a mind to perceive it. Okay. So going back to the question, do I look fat in these jeans? Now, the question itself is not, do you think I look fat in these jeans? You see what I'm saying? The person asking the question is letting you know in the form of the question what they really want to know or what they want answered. People are pretty good at asking questions, right? They're pretty good at it. They're like the wording, right? But what surprises me is we're not that good at hearing the right question. We're really good at answering questions that weren't asked. We're really good at that too. Okay, and we're really bad at actually responding to the question directly. So if that person would ask me, hey, do I look fat in these gyms? I would say, no. No, you don't, because what's fat, right? An elephant is fat. And an elephant weighs a ton. You weigh about $2.50. That's not that much in comparison. So no, you don't look fat on those in those jeans. And I'm telling them the truth. Okay, that is the truth. The question is, do I look? No, you don't. I mean, there's way fatter things in the world. So you don't. But if the question were to be, do you think? Um, I would be probably honest and say, hey, compared to an elephant, no, you don't. You look good. I mean, compared to an elephant, you don't. And then that person might just laugh, laugh it off. You didn't really lie. Um, you still kept up with your truth, the truth that you can perceive, because it is true that elephants are way bigger than people. And in terms of looking fat, like look through what lens, right? In the big realm of things, no, you don't look fat because the whales are fat, I would say, you know. No, you're a human, so you don't look fat. But now if they ask me what do you think, well, I will say what I think, which is I don't think you look fat because I don't think you look fat because the elephants are way bigger than you and the hippos and stuff. So no. And they might not talk to you ever again. And that's the thing with telling the truth, is you might not get to see that person again in your life. But I think they'll always respect you. I think if you tell people the truth, um, they'll respect you more. There'll probably be a lot fewer people in your life, but the ones that are there are probably going to be like, yeah, this guy's good. I like him. There's something about him I like. Now, let's say they asked a different question like, hey, are these jeans too tight for me? Are they too tight? And then I would in that case I wouldn't even answer the question because tight is like a feeling, and it could be a feeling. And I would ask, hey, do they feel tight on you? And if they answer no, and then it's like, well, but she's asking, do they look tight? I'm like, well, I mean, they don't look like you're relaxed, you know they don't look like you're very relaxed in them, but um how do they feel? I mean, like, how are they in your legs, your waist? Is it hurting? Do you feel like you can't breathe? And if they're like, no, I feel fine, I'm like, hey, man or woman, you look great. You look great. Okay? Because it's the truth. See, I know that me saying you look great might like, you might consider that a lie, right? Because if somebody's looking with tight jeans and they're a little heavy, you might say, hey, they don't look good. You're lying. But I think humans just look good. Or actually, let me rephrase that. I mean, it's good to be alive. You know what I mean? It's good to be alive. So however you look is good. Because the worst thing is one day you're gonna look dead. I mean, you know what I mean? One day, you're not gonna look as good as today. Trust me. You think you've seen your worst? Nah, well, you will never get to see your worst. Some people will, very few. Very few people will see you at your worst. Which is to say that it's not gonna get any better either. It's just gonna get worse. And then it'll be pretty much nothing. And there'll be something there, but it'll be pretty much nothing. And then, it won't be bad again. So it's like circle of life. But you don't look your worst right now. You look, I would say, if you're alive, you look your best. Um, of course, of course, we have fashion, then, and it's rooted in biology and our psyche and everything, that we consider some things to be more pleasant to the eye than others. But now you're comparing. See, that's the thing. It's like when I compare the hippo to a person, that's ridiculous, right? Well, it is just as ridiculous to compare them to a fashion model. Different. They're both beings, right? Like they're both representations of what something can be. You see what I'm saying? It's food for thought. Food for thought. Okay. So I hope that answers the question about lies and truth. And what does it all have to do with trading? Well, I'll explain. I'll explain. The thing with trading is that there's a lot of lies about it. There's a lot of lies lurking. Okay. Anytime, this is what I learned. Anytime okay, so I took an entry. It's way bigger than it seems. It's just price isn't moving much. I mean, we did go into that 50% again, and we didn't tap into it, but might be a little early for the tap. And also we said that we wanted to check out this low, but it is 50% of the last high and low put in here. So no, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna be quiet on the trade. I don't like to talk much. It's one of my goals is not to talk when I'm on a trade. Well, it doesn't want to go up. Whoa. Yeah, there's a manipulation. I saw it coming, but I thought it was gonna shoot the other way for some reason. My stop loss is right there on the cusp, but it's gonna get taken. It's very near and very strong force. Yeah. Yeah, that 50% was definitely broken. So now we're going to see what happens at the bottom here. So yeah, just a little early. I should have waited. I mean, look at that manipulation going on. It's a Friday thing, probably in the volume, high volume environment type of action where the 50% gets more ran. Oh well. Drawdown. 285. All right, so the next and last topic, it's about the journey, right? The journey of life. Goals are fine. Goals are great, you know. It's good to have goals and things we want to accomplish. But let's not kid ourselves. Basically, our most valuable possession is time. We tend to think we have all the time in the world to do the things we want to do, and one day we'll do this and do that, and one day we'll travel the world, and one day this, one day I'll do the things I want to do. And while some things do come true that you want to do, right there, and I'm so tempted to take another trade going on because I don't want that thing to scare me away. I actually still do believe in the trade, and it's a good time. Not right now, right? Well, yeah, right now it would be a good time because I can have my stop loss below this. I already lost 285. That's a lot. That's a lot. But if it is a reversal, it could go all the way up. You see? And now it's kind of late because it's going to mitigate the below it a little bit more. But it might just shoot up. That's where you know, this whole candle was the one that was like super wicky. It ended up not being a wick. It was a wick on my 10-second chart that I was watching. Huh. No, not that much wick, but yeah, I'm not gonna take a trade. So we might be actually flipping a little bit more now that we broke in the high. So all right, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back with more. All right, be right back, guys. Okay, again, my stop loss was a good place to place my entry. Put the stop loss here. Same risk, but would have played out. But we do have now more bullish indications and a bigger range to go up. So we'll see. We'll see if we get another chance to trade. I'm out of water. Man, I drank so much water. I'm gonna go get a bottle of water, guys. Okay. Journey, man. Follow your journey. That's what trading for me is about. It's about a journey. I want to see myself in 10 years and be like, I'm glad I did that. You know, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I put all those hours. They are paying off. All those times I didn't make money and I just kept at it. I'm glad I did that. But I need to get better, you know. I need to get better in my journey. I need to step it up. Unfortunately, I do have to pay my bills, so I have to work doing other things. Fortunately for me, my schedule does allow me to trade a lot. So that's really nice. I'm very fortunate in that regard because of what I did years prior. I set up myself where I can pay my bills, have a little bit of savings, and trade a lot. So I need to start using that time more wisely. Especially one thing I have to look at, which is nobody wants to do basically, is run the numbers. Run the numbers on the trades and become more statistical with our journey. Because if we see patterns in our trading habits and trading the positions we take, and it's all reflected in the numbers. All the numbers you get to see when you look at, you know, yesterday's, for example, today's market. Let's see yesterday. Okay, I lost 140. I haven't really won any days on this evaluation. I think I had my first day wasn't that bad. I don't think. Let's see. Well, for the week, I've lost 560. There was one kind of good day, I think. My profit trades, the biggest one's been 133. This is the problem. It's my winning numbers are way smaller because, I mean, it is less than 50%, but it's not like, it wouldn't be such a big deal if my profits were more profitable. And that's because of my bad habits of moving my stop loss and that kind of thing. So now I'm not going to move my stop loss anymore. I'm going to look for entries. I will move my stop loss once price has left me, right? Like once price has gone my way and I want more profit or whatever, then I'll move my stop loss. But not just to break even on a scared, like there I could have probably broke even, or just took a little bit of profit, but I got greedy. My trade wasn't what, I mean, it was what it looks like. It was trying to go up to here, because these places usually give you a rejection like it did here. So even if I caught this move, Now, of course, I thought this move was here and then maybe down here and then higher. Now here is a good opportunity to get up again, maybe. I cannot risk too much anymore. 285 is a lot. I should actually stop right now. That would be the wise thing to do. So I'm just looking. I can't believe I just said that and I sound all philosophical and everything, and I can't do the right thing. Discipline, that's my problem. It does look like it wants to trade higher here. You see that? It's a lot of little bit of wiki action there. Oof. The 50%. I think when it does leap up, it's gonna leap pretty abruptly, but might not be ready yet. Oh, that might have been it. You see that? That 50% now of this high and this low. This high, this low. 50% right there. So it's got a little more room than the 50%. It didn't really tap into it. Could it be that many people are trying to do what I'm trying to do, and that's why it doesn't tap into the 50? So everybody's waiting for the 50? I mean, I learned from the best YouTubers I found. I'm sure there's a lot of people imitating them as well. You see how I knew it was going to leave up abruptly after that mitigation there, especially on the 10-second. Check out all that mitigation. This is the one that should have given us the alert, but it was wiki. It's wiki, so. But look at that. Oh man. No, who knows where we are. I think we're going up, but it can go back to that 50%. I'll show you on the 3-minute what I mean. This here, or even this here. Yep, that was a trade right here. Right here. We saw it. We saw it. We knew we were in a place because didn't tap the 50, but it looked like it didn't want to. So I took a trade there. Was still a good trade if I had way more risk. But how much am I willing to risk just to try to test these highs here? I don't even want to test this high yet. Not on one trade. So if I want a 1-to-1, it was pretty logical to put my stop loss here where my take profit would be here. But look at that. And that's where the strategy is coming from. Like honestly, when I knew less, I had more winning trades. Honestly, than now that I'm trying to do something in specific like this. Perhaps because I'm not ready for that. That's probably what it all means. I'm not ready to take these kind of trades. But I'm gonna keep at it because I want them. I want these low and then this profit with minimal risk, with the risk over here maybe. If I can get the risk all the way down here and then put the profit all the way here, one day would be great. But I don't have that account. I don't have the experience to do that. One bad trade could really wipe me, make the whole difference. Even though this seems like a lot, last evaluation, we were in a similar spot and we were able to come up, you know? One thing though is that I'm losing way more than I'm winning. So from now on, starting Monday for our next 4th day of the evaluation, I'm only gonna take 1-to-1s, and I'm not gonna lose my stop loss. I'm not gonna move my stop loss. I'm just gonna be much more careful with that. And if the trade goes my way and I'm in a spot like this and the 1 is about to be reached, I'll move my stop up and my profit up, and I will trail it with the stop loss already in profit, but only if it goes above my profit and leaves me room to put in the stop loss at my original profit take, which is not easy to do with the mouse, right? You have to do it quickly. But that could be a really good way to minimize the big losses and maximize big wins. Instead of putting my stop loss at the break even when price hasn't reached my profit, even half of it or something. So I don't know, it's tough. It's tough decisions. They all lead to demise. Unfortunately, the fees add up and the losses add up and the fear adds up. It becomes pretty hard. Giggly. Now I've been streaming for 82 minutes. Dang. Yeah, that was unlucky here. 285. Okay, so yeah, it looks like a clip a little bit. Man, is this a place? Is this the right environment to short the market? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. Whereas I saw those trades a little, like I saw indications of this happening. Even on this one. Even though it didn't work, it was just more of the size of it. Of course, I should have waited. So anyways, this one where I saw this action and I thought we're going up abruptly. I'm not seeing that anymore. It's harder for me to see it on the downside, to think whether it's going down. I tend to think that it's going to have push up. Looks like it wants to leave down now. We'll see what it does here. Left a big candle for the high to get back to. And this could be a place to trade higher from, but we'll have to wait and see if the next low gets ran. Especially here again. This is the 50%, so this is good for us, maybe. Wow, it just went and mitigated it right away. Wow. That low was the entry. Wow. And now what? Jeez. Why is trading so hard? It seems easy. Okay, it just went to the 50%, and then that fractal gave us a push downward, so that's better for us. The problem here is that the actual daily range is way lower. So now we don't know if longing is a good idea with this movement right here. And the time being Friday, all that, and it's a scary place to be. We're approaching the protected low. Since we did have this high ran, and the low, it's all the way down here. We suspect that the low is here, or even here. And of course, we have this area to mitigate. So man, tough environment. I don't know. It's past the 50% now this time. So let's see, it's one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. And then so it's 1. No, so it's 1, 2. Okay, yeah. Down here is the drop. Will this low be honored? Man, that what a good opportunity to short, but I can't see the shorts. Even though I know I'm here, I know it's likely. I can't see it. I always see support somewhere. And I fail to see support or resistance when I want to go up. Way, way, way up down there. Okay, now here's our spot. Are we gonna go right through it or not? Okay, I figured it's a good place for a scalp. Okay, went right through my order. That's good. $100. You can't ask too much from price, you know, now that with the big drop. This low, this high, 50% is right here. We'll see if we might get up here again before trading lower even, if we do bounce back. But looking a little bearish for me again. I do think we're gonna come back here. I think that. Look, it's almost at the bottom now. Yeah, got some flipping looking like. A little flipping looking like. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, so I don't know what happened with the report, the employment report, was it? That's probably good news since price did become bullish, or the markets were bullish today. Have been. Look, we are getting another rejection. But we did run the low. We didn't break it yet. This is the low that I'm actually interested in. The first one made. This one, of course, but let's see if we can even break this one. Let's see. Can never make these lines straight. It's so hard. Use the other line. There you go. See if we break below that. Ooh, wiki. Wiki, wiki, wiki. I took another trade going up. We'll see. A little bit, not enough room really for my stop. Because it might be a much bigger wick, but I did see the momentum shift a bit. Pretty wild stuff going on. Maybe not a good spot to get in. Should have waited for the next one. But it does look like it wants to go up. It's just maybe not yet. I'm not going to talk during my trade. Ah, took me out. Well, that round trip was $5. Because that loss wasn't, yeah, it was $100. Yeah, too impatient, too impatient. Especially running the low here. We just never broke, and now it looks like maybe another opportunity or finally going down. We'll see. Market's messing with me again. Messing with me. Okay, good, good. I wanted to see you go down. I want to see that I was wrong. This is not the flip. Because the fact that I'm impatient gives me more, it bothers me more than being wrong. Because being wrong I can fix. Being impatient, I don't know. I don't know if that's fixable. Look at that. Shit. Look at that. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Just a bad entry. Just a really impatient entry, and a couple of more minutes. Maybe it'll go lower though. We do have that area. We have this low. It's just that price left a bunch of, especially this high here. I'm thinking we're gonna go back to it before shooting down. Come on, come on, price. Come on. Give me a reversal. All right, that was just getting wiped out now. Wiped. 490, that's a bunch of money. Man, I'm no closer to winning this. Anyways, I'm gonna go. This is bad. This is the bloodshed. I am done. This is now the low that I should be. Woo! Welcome to the Weko Show. Welcome to the Weko Show. It's shenanigans here. But I hope you enjoyed the stream. I did leave the 3 thoughts, food for thought, which now seem ridiculous after these losses. But thank you for coming out. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.